All right, this week I'm going to be pulling an article from WebMD on branched chain amino acids. So I kind of want to get into branched chain amino acids this week because it's with supplementation, it's something I'm biased against, but I'm going to try and present stuff so I can, in a sense, go about it and show why they might be beneficial and everything. So first off, we got to understand what BCAAs are. They're branched chain amino acids. They're three of the nine essential amino acids that our body needs to survive. They're essential amino acids, meaning that our body can't produce them, so we need to consume it from food. So these three BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And these are the amino acids that are the primary building blocks of muscle mass, especially leucine. And so most supplements that you find are like a 2-to-1 ratio. So for instance, 2 grams of leucine to 1 gram of isoleucine and 1 gram of valine. So like I said, these are the branched chain amino acids are three of the 9 essential amino acids that we need to get from diet because our bodies can't produce. And now there's 26, or I think maybe 27 amino acids. There are some conditionally essential amino acids, meaning we can get those conditional ones we can get from diet, but if we're not getting them from diet, our body can produce them. And then there's non-essential amino acids that, regardless of whether we get them from diet or not, our body can produce those. So like I said, these branched chain amino acids are just three of the 9 essential amino acids that we need to get from food, and they're the primary drivers of building muscle and helping with athletic endeavors. So I've been biased against supplementation of BCAAs because my mind has always been and I'm sure that there are other research out there that can support this, but the idea of this article that I pulled was the whole idea of this is on BCAAs and the benefits of those and everything. So my bias is against supplementation because if we're getting in enough protein, regardless of our activity level, supplementation of this may not be a necessity in order to get the amount of BCAAs we need. Now, supplementing with it can be beneficial, and actually does this does go into the benefits and everything. So like I mentioned, it helps with muscle growth. It does the stuff that it says that in this article, it helps with ease muscle soreness, feel less exercise fatigue, prevent muscle waste and everything. So it lists a bunch of benefits and also lists some side effects that you could quite possibly see from supplementing of BCAAs. Now, most of them, if not all of them, are orally taken. Whether you have the powder that you put in a drink and you sit there and you chug it, or the ones that I did pick up that I'm using to try and get the C or work against my bias on is BCAAs necessary or is it going to necessarily work? My bias is not really, but I'm doing this to see if I can work against my bias and kind of see the benefit and the results of how is this going to help me, if it's going to at all. So that's one of the things that we as individuals have to do, is kind of work towards identifying our biases and seeing okay, let me work against this and seeing if this can actually help me and everything. So this is what I'm doing with the BCA supplementation. Now, I do believe that the only 3 supplements that are necessary are a multivitamin, fish oil, and vitamin D. Multivitamin for the sense that you want to make sure you're getting your micronutrients in. Fish oil so you can get those omega-3s and help with inflammation and help in battle the free radicals that attack our body and everything. And food blueberries help with the antioxidants, and so that's another topic I can get into in future videos as well. And like a vitamin D, because vitamin D is like a very common deficiency that people see, especially here in the Northeast that I live in, especially during the winter months that like we're now in, like when I'm recording this video. So like, but like anything like with supplementation, it's like a fucking mental, and that like you need to work on your nutrition first, because no matter how much you supplement, it's not going to fix a shitty diet, so like, or a shitty nutrition. So you kind of have to get your nutrition in first, then you start looking at the supplements and everything. So, but with the idea of the BCAAs, my whole analogy has been like, okay, my protein intake is more than adequate, so like I don't need BCAA. So this is my bias, and now I'm working towards against that bias and seeing like if this BCAA supplementation will actually work for me. So I'm going in with the like anything, like we gotta have to use our little noodle machines, our own noggins and brains, and like for, like I said, first identify our biases, and then kind of see like, okay, take a step back, and so we can like kind of remove our emotions. And like for me, okay, I'm biased against this, I have maybe emotional or attachment to like being against BCAAs. So I take a step back, remove my biases, remove my emotions, and kind of try and so I can look at this as objectively as possible and be like, okay, is this going to be able to benefit me? Let me find out. So that's the hypothesis, in the sense I'm my own scientist, and I can sit here and try and like identify something with the hypothesis, like the question of are BCAAs going to help me? And then I sit there and like I have like it's going to be like a yes, most simplest is going to be yes or no. So then I go and start like in a sense do like the whole scientific study on with myself. So like I'm sure like everyone knows from like high school, like when we're doing like our biology lab report, we have to write the steps and like actually run the procedures and like run the whole little experiment that we're doing with like whatever it is we're doing in science class, and then we come up with the data, then we come to the conclusion. So in a sense, I'm working against my bias on like a BCAAs and kind of going through that process. Like, okay, the hypothesis is like, even though I'm biased against the BCAA supplementation, my question is this going to be beneficial for me? So I want like what I'm doing is I'm taking like a BCAA supplementation in conjunction with my lift and everything. So I don't what I'm doing right now is I'm not taking them every day. What I'm doing is I'm taking them on lifting days, and then like so that's how I'm going about it. And then like down the road, like once I'm done with old school iron, I might shift it and see like okay, well, yeah, I've been using them only for like a month and a half, 2 months, and these are like results that I've seen or I feel, and like I'm going to go forward, maybe go into like a next program, like depending on whether I go through like All American Muscle or like the build program that Athlete X just released and everything. So I'll see there and like, okay, well, this is what I did in like a month and a half with just lifting. Let me see if I can do this and maybe like expand it to 3 months and use them on non-lifting days as well. So this article I pulled up, like it was from WebMD, and it's a .com website. So it's like I said in the previous video, like we have to kind of like in the hierarchy of like looking online, we want to first look for .gov or .edu. So like I mean, this one's a .com. So like we may like with pulling this, and like just like last week, I'll drop the link in the comments and everything. So this is just one study. So with being a .com, we may want to like pull further ones and everything. So I'm just pulling this one to kind of give ideas for people to kind of like, oh, okay, so here's the concept of the branched chain amino acids, and like the idea of a supplement and everything, and how and when we can use it and everything. Now you don't necessarily just have to use it for lifting. You can, like, if you're a runner, you can also use it too. And so, because like with some of the benefits I mentioned that it can help with everything. It could help with you being like a marathon runner or sprinter or something. So this article that I pulled was like I said, from WebMD, and it goes into like a description of the benefits and like the side effects and like and other ideas on what BCAAs can do for us and everything. So with me kind of like going in with BCAA supplementation, I pulled this article so that way like I can present like an idea with another idea for supplementation and give my, like, in a sense, my spin on it. And like I said before, and I'll end with my iteration that my opinion is kind of biased against supplementation, but I'm working on towards either in a sense kind of refuting that bias to see if I can if it is actually beneficial. So like there are others that can probably talk on the opposite spectrum that are biased for them. So like again, like you have to take this article, maybe pull other articles, maybe get some other personal opinions from people that are biased against, like maybe me, or biased for BCAA supplementation. So this is just another another concept in the article I pulled this week and everything, to kind of give like another idea towards people to kind of get our brains thinking and on yet just another idea for our health.